Hello, good afternoon. Ina Mohan here in Las Vegas. Welcome to Ina's Rawsome Monday, and it is the Detox Monday, also known as Cyber Monday after Thanksgiving. What does this mean? All weekend long, you and I have probably been feasting on the best plant-based things in the world, maybe a lot of sweets, maybe our favorite booze. At least I know I did that. So today on Liquid Raw Monday, which I usually do anyway, it is for me more important than ever to get a clean nutrition day in. And I do that to reset from the indulgences of the past holiday, but also to balance and ground and keep the maintenance of my weight, of my physique, of my health and well-being, of my brain being clear, and my processes being all in order, to balance between the holidays. Right? As you probably know about me already, I love doing intermittent fastings, and Monday is usually my raw liquid detox day. And that's what we're doing today as well. So if you have a little bit overindulged like me, and you would like to factor in a clean slate day, or at least a clean meal, be ready for something super yummy and healthy that we're going to do today, right? Awesome. I'm in my kitchen. We use a daylight time so I can show you everything in the light of the sunshine. And we're going to do a raw curried broccoli soup today. A beautiful raw soup that you can enjoy either as raw or like cold soup, or just a little bit of lukewarm, because as it's colder in Las Vegas today and the year gets a little bit cooler now during Christmas time, we like something warm in our bellies, don't we? And with a blender like the Vitamix, or even a blend tech or any kind of high-speed model blender, you can actually make your raw soups lukewarm or even warm or even hot. Right? Okay, let's get started. I prepared a couple of things for you to make it easier. So today's raw curried broccoli soup has the beautiful nutritional power of broccoli, which has more protein by 100 calories than even beef. Did you know that? And it has all these minerals and all these other beautiful vitamins that we are going to serve today. I'm going to show you how I'm doing my broccoli. I love to steam the cruciferous vegetables. This here is a steamer inlet that I'm just putting on my stove, and in here in the pot is just a little bit of water, and you heat up the water and put this in with a lid on, and then you just let it steam for about a minute or two. That's good enough. So with the water vapor, that is what actually then steams the broccoli, processes the broccoli, and the beauty of that is you're not losing any broccoli nutrition into your cooking water because it has vitamin C, and vitamin C is water soluble. That's why we don't want to heat any high vitamin C produce and fruits and vegetables, because you will be losing all of that beautiful nutrient into the cooking water. So I am just lightly steaming my broccoli. It gets a much more clean, green, yummy, vibrant color, and you have preserved your nutrients. If you want to preserve them for longer than just your next meal, what you would do next is shock them in ice water. You just make a bucket of ice water and put your steamed broccoli in there. That closes the cells, and then you are literally preserving the nutrients if you are planning to eat your broccoli over the next couple of days. Now today, I'm going to use most of that in our raw curried soup. And you will probably ask me, how can you steam and heat up something that is supposed to be raw? Well, raw is everything that is heated up to 118 degrees or below, because that is before boiling point. So that means it is before the point of heating and of heat processing, where we start losing the vitamin C and other water-soluble nutrients, heat-soluble nutrients. So it's completely up to you how much heat you give to your steam. You can have your water on just low temperature, and the vapor is just engulfing your produce, your good, and you can have that as high as or as low as you want. I'm usually boiling the water for a little bit, then let it cool down with the lid on, and that's what I'm putting in my produce. All right, so it's almost as good as raw. Okay, now here's my Vitamix blender, and we started with an avocado in it, and we have some other things like a little bit of cilantro in it already, and a cup of filtered water. Next, I will add about a cup of my beautiful, still hot steaming broccoli, just right out here from the steaming basket. Then I'm gonna add a clove of garlic. This is raw garlic, my friends, because garlic is a beautiful, absolute powerhouse of anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antifungal, anti-cancer, antiseptic, whatever you want. And if you want to get even more nutritional power out of your garlic, chop it and let it sit around, because you are literally opening up the cells of the garlic, and all the beautiful oils that make it so potent can start processing with the oxygen, and that makes your garlic even more potent. Ooh, make sure everyone in the family at the house eats a little bit of that soup today, so that we don't need to have the garlic breath of our own. Alrighty. Now, the other good part of this soup is that it has either parsley or basil. If you want a good blood cleanser, parsley is your way to go. But I have some fresh organic basil here, which I completely adore, and I think it makes everything just super yummy and tasty. And we are going to put about a cup of fresh basil into our blender. Do more or less depending on your own taste buds. It's completely up to you. Now, next is I'm going to use a little bit of miso. Why miso? Miso paste is a wonderful probiotic, which means it is actually serving to restore your gut health. It implements those healthy bacteria that you need to digest and absorb all the nutrients from your food. And in case you haven't heard it, all good and bad health starts in your digestive system, in your gut. And things like probiotics, this is a fermented soybean paste. Of course, everything soya, you always need to look for either organic or at least non-GMO to make sure you don't have a bad soy product. I get mine from, I think this is from either Sprouts or Trader Joe's, this brand here. And I have no particular preference as long as my miso paste is non-GMO. I like the darker versions. You get very light colored miso paste, but I personally love a little darker because it's much more flavor intense. If you're dealing with intense flavors like me, then the darker the miso paste, the better it is. So here is our little sodium adding and our probiotic for the recipe. And we are just gonna add a teaspoon right here. Get that out of your spoon. Okay, that's for the miso paste. That also means you don't need any kind of salt because the miso will take care of that. Here's something else I'm going to put into our beautiful detox soup today. That might be news to you because coconut oil is not yet generally used in soups, but we love to give it a little bit of a fat cell detox as well. Now you will ask me, why am I using a fat to detox fat cells? Here's news for you, and that's a really well-kept secret. There are some oils, and particularly coconut oil, which has the very rare to get lauric acid. I believe this is one of the best oils, or maybe about the only good oil that I recommend, that I eat quite a bit of, and I use coconut oil for everything else as well. This is a great brand. There are lots of brands. Make sure your coconut oil is organic, virgin, raw. That's what you want. Not filtered. I like it with the chunks. And what this coconut oil does, it actually burns fat. Ooh, isn't that interesting? Oh yeah. You are getting certain oils that are eating fat. And the other thing with the coconut oil is, it is thermogenic. What does that mean? Thermogenic is a term that means it creates heat in your body. Heat in your body means that you are burning more energy, hence more calories. So it will help with cleansing the toxins out of your fat cells a little bit better, because you are basically increasing your metabolic rate when you have thermogenic foods. So we're going to put I just used about half a teaspoon of coconut oil in here in the soup. And but you can up the ante because the taste is very, very beautiful. And that's always a nutritious powerhouse that is also delicious. Next, a splash of lemon. And the way I like to do my lemon, and actually I prefer lime. So sorry for misleading you guys. This is a lime, and I prefer lime because no seeds. There you go. Just using a little bit of a fork, and then poke the lime And then just give it 2 good swirls, just about maybe a teaspoon of lime in here, okay, in our soup. Then, because it's the Mohan household, there is nothing without chili pepper, because the compounds in hot chili peppers, or any kind of peppers by the way, are super high in vitamin C. And this capsicum compound needs to go into our detox soup today, because we want to get the detox effect of that high vitamin C. And now the flavoring, which is the last part of your soup. Let me wash my hands here for a minute. Okay. Our flavoring will consist of curry. Remember, it is a curried broccoli soup. So we're going to use some really good high-profile turmeric powder. I'm using my friend Dina Lynn's Timeless Turmeric here, which is the best quality product I've ever come across. It is non-irrigated, non-pesticide treated, completely fresh, small farm produced, an organic product from Costa Rica. And I'm going to go a little bit lower here. I'm going to use just a 1/4 teaspoon for the soup of this fantastically fragrant deep orange turmeric powder. And then to absorb the turmeric in our body, we need pipin. Pipin is a substance that is in black pepper. And here we have some really good, also non-irradiated, non-GMO black pepper. By the way, also sold by Dina, or find another good source. And this is going in. Just literally the tip of a knife. You don't need anything more than that. And then I like a tip of a knife, or just a 1/4, probably just a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin seeds. Will give a beautiful taste to the soup. And then lastly, just a tad of cayenne pepper. I have really hot habanero chilies. I don't recommend if you're not a spice eater, but in our household that will go. Now, if you're good enough with just that little tip of the chili pepper, you do not need extra spice. But in my case, we like a little bit extra. So I'm gonna just go very ever so gently, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon in there with the hot pepper. There we go. Shall we give it a swirl? All right, let's do that. Good. Everything is in the blender. Let me put it all together. And you don't need to blend it very long. Just go here. Take a look at the products again anytime. Now, if you like your soup a little bit more liquid, because this is more like a beautiful, very potent dip here, let me add a little bit more water, because I think we want to serve more than one person. So 1 to 2 cups of water are generally what we recommend. So we're going to do a little bit more water here, because there's a lot of potent nutritional power in the soup. And we got to make sure that we all get served. Okay. Just get 2 cups out of that. Okay. Another little swirl in the blender. And you can let that run even longer. If you like it lukewarm or even a little warmer, in a Vitamix or Blendtec, you can just let your blender go and it will warm up. You can feel that it's going to be warm to the touch, and that means you'll have a lukewarm soup. It's still raw, but in these cold climates, it might be even nicer to have a little bit warm. Let me try. Ooh, baby. That is pretty good. Okay, I think I'm going to add just a little bit more water even, because it's very thick and creamy. So I'm going to just go all in. Otherwise, Mook gets no soup and then he'll be mad at me, and we don't want that, right? Alrighty, let's do that. keep our soup cool. And it's already so yummy. I think this is gorgeous. All right, now, and here are my serving recommendations. Grab a bowl, pour it in, and then garnish it with your favorite things. And some of my favorite things are black sesame seeds, right here. I have safflower, which is a beautiful little flower, not as expensive as saffron, much easier to use, and sun-dried tomatoes. I absolutely adore sun-dried tomatoes. Gives a little bit of a sweetness to the soup, particularly if you have a rather, let's say, slightly bitter base of the soup, like a cabbage or something. Then the sun-dried tomato will give a sweetness to it. I'm gonna pour this in, a little bit of the black sesame. And of course you can use white sesame, which is much more common, but this makes a more beautiful color splash. Here my safflower, it's more a garnish, or you can use red pepper flakes if you like it extra spicy. And then just put your favorite little raw cracker in it. One of my favorite raw crackers are from my friend Joy here in Las Vegas. She makes those beautiful raw portobello mushroom crackers with cheese. And voila, your raw curried broccoli soup is ready for enjoying. So I hope you liked the recipe today. I will post it in the comments so that you don't lose the details. Thank you very much, and I hope you found some value in it in today's Raw Detox Monday, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.